So in this video, I want to go through all of these different columns and what they mean for you and your business. So we already went through the dashboard. I'm going to show you where we have conversations. Now from conversations, you can see all of your emails that clients have sent you, all of the text messages, and you can respond within here. You can also download the app to your phone where you can directly respond. So let's say, make an example here. If we go to our contact list and we have Jane Doe in here, okay, and I click on Jane Doe, it's going to take me to specifically her account. So all the information I need on her is going to be here. The conversations we've had, you'll see right here where you can send a text or you can send an email. She can obviously respond and you'll get them back in here. You have her email here, any information, tags. Now you can set up tags to where if someone comes into your website and they fill out a form, and let's say you offered custom furniture, you offer epoxy, and you offer sawmill services. If they fill out the form, hey, I want to find out more, and there's the question, what service are you interested in? If they pick sawmill services, they will automatically have the tag sawmill services. So you are always going to know what it was this client was even looking for. So say you have someone, a lead that comes in, they say they want sawmill services, then they kind of drop off the radar. They're hard to get a hold of and you kind of give up on them. They don't really want the service. Well, let's say a year later, they're like, hey, can we get that service? We were, whatever. You'll know what they wanted. So it's nice to kind of have everything, this backlog. Now you can make them a contact type. So right now, Jane is a lead. We haven't closed her. When we do, we can turn her into a customer. Now, say you have someone that says, dude, I do not want to get any more of your emails or your videos. I'm not interested and I never will be. If you click this D&D button, it'll opt them out of all your emails. So you don't even have to worry about going and finding their name or doing anything like that. You just need to switch the setting under them. And then you also have the campaigns that they're a part of, and we'll go over what campaigns are in a little bit, and opportunities. So as we were talking about before, in the pipeline, those are opportunities. Leads are opportunities. So you'll see which stage in the pipeline this person is. So for our purposes, we'll say they're in open, and we can come in here if it's not, and everything, we automate everything for you and set it up. If you are getting a website or we're doing a custom build for you or automation. If we're not, these are things that you'll be able to come in and do yourself. So if we haven't done this for you, and it's not automated, we'll show you how to automate things. But for now, if you have someone and you want to move them, let's say they're in the standard pipeline, they were open, but she just decided she definitely wants your services. You booked a date, hit 1. If you have a team, you could assign this client to a member of the team, or if it's just you, to yourself. And then we move them in the pipeline to the stage, which is 1. So we can also enter, if you want to, you can enter the value of the service that this lead is getting. And when you do that, it's going to make it so that on your dashboard here, and you can also have this integrated so that it automatically does this for you. But on your dashboard, you're going to see what exactly is in your pipeline. So if you have 15 people that have come through your pipeline and you have it set up so that if someone clicks on sawmill services equals X amount of dollars just as a base price, this pipeline value is going to show you right now in your pipeline, you have in the open phase, let's say you have $15,000 worth of potential revenue. Lost, let's say you have 5,000, closed 20,000, and you can see at a glance where your sales are at. And you can, of course, change the dates and you can keep track of it, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go back to our Jane Doe. And there's a couple other things you can do here too. You could change them in the pipeline from here. You could add her to a campaign. You can do all the same things from within here, up here. Let me just make sure we didn't miss anything. So then we have our general info. You can put and you would ideally capture this information on their contact form. So, but if you don't, if you're putting things in manually, then this is where you come in to put them in. Any additional info. As you see here, we have some of the basic forms we have set up. So this would be shown here if they had filled out that form. You can see here if they've booked an appointment to talk to you. Any notes you have on this contact, you can put in here. If you want to assign a task, like we talked about earlier, this is where you put it in. And activity is going to show you Jane opted into your website on December 20th, 2020. Jane messaged you. It's going to show you everything this person has done, everything you have done. So this is just a really detailed view of your customers, their information, what it is you're doing for them. This is like the very in-depth version of handling their information. Now we have on the less in-depth end, and we'll just go over this real quick before we hit that. So we have conversations, and that's where I said you'll see all of your messages for all your clients. I know in here we only have one, but if you had 10 different conversations going, they're all going to show in here under each client. Opportunities, this is your pipeline. This is very important. So as we discussed, opportunities are leads. And you can come up here if you have different pipelines. Say you want a different pipeline for each of your services, or you want a different pipeline based on whether, we've had clients who they may need someone to book a time to call them to discuss their project. And then other clients who they're selling, a gallon of epoxy and they don't need to book a time. They just need someone to, say they're interested. So for our purposes today, we have standard pipeline. So we have you're new, you're open, you're won, you're lost. And let's say someone came in through your website. And this would actually be, and you'll see now how that Jane Doe, that was super easy to put in. We are going to pretend that this person just filled out a form on our website. So she's new. We have all the information in. Let's say we come back in here and she said she wanted sawmill services. So you would have already seen this tag. What's the name of her company? It's Testco. We'll update that. So if you have an automation set up on your website, and an automation is just where these things are done for you. So you're not coming back in for every lead and tagging them. You're not putting their information in. It's done for you. And that's the basic automation we set up for our clients. Now, if you want to be in the nitty gritty and in here entering information, it's good to know how to do it, but this is done for you. So Jane Doe came into the website. She filled out the contact us form. She said she wanted sawmill services. You're going to get a notification on your phone or in your inbox. It's going to say, hey, you have a new customer. They said they wanted sawmill services. So this is their name. This is their number. You would then come into your CRM. And you would look, or alternately, you can also, and I would recommend, you would just log into your CRM every day, because this should be the core of your business. This should be how you are handling all of the information when it comes to your clients and your marketing. You shouldn't be going just off an email or notification. You definitely want to come in every day. Check your conversations, check your leads, see if anyone's opted out of your campaigns. Just be really, and that'll help you to also see what it is your clients want and don't want, or your leads, and help you to have a more targeted marketing strategy in the future. So anyway, so we have Jane Doe. She said she wants sawmill services. You call her. She says, I'm sorry, we're going to move her to open. You move her to open and you go, okay, I'm going to call her. You can either assign that as a task or you call her and you come back and she said, yes, I want sawmill services. You move her to 1. That's it. And you can set up an automation too, to where, let's say after 60 days, this one list, you have 50 people in here, it'll clear it out and just move them into your email list if you don't need their information anymore. Say she changed her mind, you just move her to lost. And the reason these moving things are, there's many reasons moving your leads through the pipeline is important. One of them is going to be if you have automation set up, they're not going to trigger unless you move them through the pipeline. So that is our pipeline. And like I said, you can have different pipelines for if you have a team, you could have different members have a different pipeline. So all of Joe's clients, all of Jim's clients. So say one person on your team does table legs, one makes the table, and one does the, the actual sourcing of the wood. That can all be separate pipelines. It's however you want to set it up that's best for your business. And then you can assign them. You can also look by campaign. And just to clarify, campaign is your email blaster. Like it could be a campaign that you send out an email saying, hey, 50% off of slabs for Christmas. Or your campaign could just be your opt-in campaign. So someone comes into your website, they submit their information, then an email is automatically sent saying, hey, thanks for submitting your information. We'll be in touch with you shortly. That's it. That's the whole campaign. So it may sound super involved and technical, but it can be very simple or complicated. But that is the basic overview of the pipeline. Then we have marketing. Under marketing, that's where you're going to find those campaigns. That's where you're going to find bulk requests. Bulk requests are emails that you would send to your entire list or to parts, big emails. Trigger links. Trigger links can be your calendar link, your Facebook link. Let's say you want to set up a trigger where if someone goes to your Facebook page, you want to know. I don't know why you would necessarily, but let's say that. So you put that in as a trigger link. And if someone goes to your Facebook page, you're going to get a notification. Let's say we have a form builder here, survey builder. We have our SMS and email templates. If you really want to automate even further, you want to have an automatic, you know what it is you say to your clients, you know exactly the different responses for different scenarios. You could create a template. Reporting, this is going to give you Google Ads or call reporting. Not everyone uses this, but if you do, then that's where that information is. Scheduling, it's a big one. Calendar and appointments. So what you'll do is you'll come in here and you will have your calendar set up, and this is going to show you everyone that's booked a time with you if that's what you're doing, because there are some people that like to book a call, and then there's others that just want to be like, hey, I'll email you back. If you're doing book a call, you have everything on here, and then you have under appointments your at-a-glance appointments. You have your reputation, which is going to be all the reviews that I mentioned earlier, the review requests that you create, what people think of your business. And we have our contacts, our contact and smart lists, our manual actions, our contact requests, and we'll go more into depth in those a little later. Our funnels and websites. If you have a website built through us, then you will see it under here. If you have a funnel, you'll see it under here. And a funnel is a pretty standard. That's where you're going to have your forms and everything. Or if you have a membership site, most don't do that, but that is an option you can use in here. Triggers. Triggers are going to be anything. The trigger is what makes your automation work. So a trigger, for example, would be, you see submitted quote form. So let's say someone submitted a form. The form is the old login sawmill form. When they submit that form, they're added to a campaign. The campaign they're added to is the submitted quote form campaign. When they're added to that campaign, they're moved into the pipeline. They are marked as new. Then an email is sent telling Jake he has a new lead. This is the information he needs for this new lead. This is an automation. So this is how a lead comes from your website and ends up in your pipeline without you having to do anything. That's the triggers that are set up, and I encourage you to play around with them and see, make your own automations, whatever is going to make things run the smoothest for your business. Online listings. This is going to be if you're doing more like Google ads, different things, more like that. Really don't do too much with this, but it's a option in here if you want to track it. So that is an overview. The last thing I want to show you is your settings, which of course is important. And under settings, we have all the little things that are going to be the backbone of your business, and we will talk about that next.